is Ali coming at you live from LOTT Studios, and we're here with our second episode of Hear Me Out, all right? So just hear me out. We got a few topics for you all as usual. We're going to touch on some things with social issues, and then we're going to come back to sports like we usually do. The first topic we got here today for you all is talking about our elders, all right? Somehow we've gotten to the state in the world where nobody wants to take advice from anybody. Or maybe not everybody, but they feel like for some reason what they have is more to offer than what the next person is trying to tell them. Even if that person has been there or done that, they feel like we're getting outdated advice, which is sometimes true, but in a lot of cases, we can still use what our elders are giving us. They've been through things that we haven't seen. It's like a relay race. You give me what you got, I'm gonna run as far as I can, and I'm gonna give it to the next person. If we not passing that baton, the next generation is going to have to do whatever they think is right. So if they not passing that baton, when I say they, I'm talking about the people, the movers and shakers of today's society, today's world. If they not passing the baton the right way, or if they drop the baton, or if they don't even, pretend like they had a baton, the people who come after us, the next generation, they're going to have to do what they think is right. And if they do what they think is right is wrong, or is viewed as incorrect by the previous generation, whose fault is it really? Is it the generation who tried to do things on their own and just be spontaneous and go with the flow, or it's a generation who tried to be stingy with the knowledge? Doing what we're doing is a constant cycle of just disrespect between young and old and old and young. And that takes me to the second topic that we're going to talk about. This world that we live in is cause and effect. Like I said, I'm a teacher, so I see a lot of things going on. I see a lot of cycles being created. I see a lot of cycles being broken. I see new cycles coming in. Just think about when we was kids, all the trends that came in year after year after year after year. I've been teaching for 7 years now. This is my 7th year. I've seen a lot of trends come in. I've seen a lot of trends in. So the children, they're sponges. They listen to everything y'all saying at home. Everything you saying at home, they bringing it to school and they put it on themselves like a little jacket. They wear it like a coat, And what they putting on is your personality. The people you got around you, their personality. And then when they get to school, they modeling it. It's a fashion show. Who got the coolest personality? And that's what it's come to in today's society. People just showing off their personalities. Here's a little clip from last episode, episode 1, where we were talking about women and their roles in today's society. Because if you look around the world and the climate, especially our culture, women are becoming the new men. A lot of these problems is going on because of us men. We're not stepping up and doing what we need to do. So if you think about these women, a lot of these women are going through these, I don't want to call it a phase because I'm not a woman. I don't know what they're going through. This may be a transition. And the next topic we got for you is one that kind of gave me a little splash back. You know how you jump in a pool and the water goes splash, and then somebody who's just chilling on the side and they get splashed and they be trying to splash you back? That's what it kind of gave me. It was a little splash back, all right? What I meant when I said these women, I kind of said like, look at these women. Y'all are a gem. Y'all are a treasure. Okay, I would never say anything or say these women as a way to disrespect y'all. It's a way to big y'all up. We see what y'all doing. Y'all doing y'all thing. I'm just trying to get these men to be up here doing it with y'all. I don't want y'all to be the ones running the world without us. Let's run it together. So now we're moving on to sports. We're going to stop right here before we go any further. Talk about the Detroit Lions. I'm a big Lions fan. I have been since like 95. I kind of got locked into a lifetime contract when I saw a guy named Barry. All right, Barry Sanders. Some of y'all might know him. I think he was the greatest running back to ever touch the football. He used to move so fast. He used to leave people 5 yards behind, turn them all around, make them fall, do all kind of crazy stuff. Ever since then, I kind of thought that he would play forever, and I'm like, this is going to be my team forever. Barry retired a little early. We got another guy named Calvin Johnson. Some people call him Megatron. He's a big, strong, physical wide receiver who caught almost everything. I remember one time against the Eagles, he got hit. Face was full of snow, and he just got up like a machine, looking like Megatron. He just shook off all that sand in that one transformer. Anyway, that's beside the point. The point is that I seen a lot of great players come through Detroit, and that became my team, and it stayed my team, and it was always my team. But like I said in episode 1, we choose to either play quarters 1 through 3 or the fourth quarter. As soon as we figure out a way to string all 4 quarters together, my prediction is going to come true. I think the Detroit Lions is going to win 2 out of the next 5 Super Bowls. until we find a way to string all four quarters together, we're going to have a tough time. We're going to have a rough time. We're going to have a hard time. But I think as soon as we can do that, my prediction is going to come true. The Lions are going to win 2 out of the next 5 Super Bowls. But we got to do it. Moving on to basketball, the NBA is off to a great start. Right, we've seen a lot of great games earlier. To kick it off, we had the Pelicans, and they were going at it with the defending champs, the Toronto Raptors. Whether you believe it or not, just as Kawhi is on the Clippers, doesn't mean that the Raptors are not still the champs, and they looked like it on opening night. And then right after that, we saw the Lakers go against the Clippers. That was a good game. You know, Kawhi looked like he ready for another championship. He looked like he ready to make LA Kawhi's time. And PG's not even playing yet. So, LeBron, I hope you're ready. That's all I got for now. I'm going to go ahead and get this call. Stay tuned. Stay with us. We're coming right back. Peace. All right, here we go. We back with part 2. We here with Mario. We're with LOTT Sports, West Michigan. Mario, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on, brother? Brother Mohammed, how we doing, man?
Oh man, I'm just hanging in there, man. Trying to see what's going on with these Lions. What you think about the season so far?
Man, it's definitely been quite the roller coaster, as we all know. You know, I always say it's hard being a diehard, but that's
it's hard being a diehard. You ain't lying.
It's not a season that I like to think it's going to be one we're going to look back on and want to remember. You know, currently sitting 3-4-1 right now, man. It's definitely not too pretty. Definitely not sitting in any type of playoff picture at the moment. So, yeah, that's where we are.
3-4-1. What does that mean?
3-4-1. What does that mean? Honestly, man, it means there's definitely there's a lot that needs to be, in my opinion, addressed. We're gonna definitely. I'd like to think there's a lot of building pieces, a lot of positives we can take from this season. We'll get a chance to have some of these younger guys grow. But I've looked at this season ever since some of those harder losses as more so just like an extended mini camp. And I didn't necessarily want to, I guess take it there, but I consider all of the moves that have been made, which initially during minicamp I thought were going to be very positive. I thought were good for the team. I just don't think that we still don't have the right makeup of guys, clearly because of how many guys have either been let go, been picked up, been added to our practice squad, pulled up from the practice squad. Guys that we didn't even expect to be let go, to either be traded or to just be straight up released. Based on the moves lately, we're looking to the future, and our future is definitely going to be finding some gems in these next few years worth of draft.
So I guess since we're talking about the draft and gems in the draft, if we talk about Darius Slay, he's a long-time Lion, I guess you could say at this point. He was, one of the Lions who came in and, he kind of struggled his first couple years, and then he put in that work, and now he's, considered one of the best in the league. What do you think the Lions should do about that situation?
I think definitely Darius Slay is one of the best Detroit Lions defensive backs we've ever had, if not the best. You think about any defensive back we've ever had, like who's the best guy that ever come to mind? Who's the last great guy that come to mind? Dre Bly?
Probably Dre Bly.
It was years ago, and you think about the overall history of our ability to draft decent cornerbacks. It's you don't really it's just not too hopeful. So you consider a guy like Darius Slay, who, mind you, we did draft, and was more so kind of forced to adjust to a completely different system. So it's not something that, he definitely had to kind of come up. He got it out the mud with his ears, and he became and earned, every piece of what, he's referred to in terms of being one of the best corners in the league right now. I definitely think Darius Slay is a person we would need to keep. He's a component that, if anything, would draw other individuals to this team to even give them a sense of feeling like we would have a means to compete. In order to compete, you need guys that are going to go out there and ball out for you. And they call him Big Play Slay for a reason.
So I think it's kind of safe to say they kind of blew up the team, maybe the defense for sure. What do you think Lions fans should have to look forward to?
Man, great question. That's a great question. Any fan that chooses to be a fan of a team, especially like the Detroit Lions, the hope, the goal is a championship. I think we'll always have that to look forward to. Given that we're essentially at the bottom of the barrel, the only way I feel like to go is up. I think the fans deserve better than mediocre, better than lackluster, better than we'll just see what happens, man. But we can look forward to this draft. Hopefully, if anything else, maybe try and compile a few more picks between now and this coming April, and just see how it goes, man.
That's real. That's real. Hey, man, I got one more question for you, man. I know you got to go because you're a busy man, you know, working with APOS and Jade Ashley Decor. So, you know, I just got to see what you think about if you were in charge. Let's back up a week, right? So we had the trade deadline that just passed. The Lions is 3-3-1. If you was the GM, what would you have done to make a play?
I don't necessarily think that there was anything that could have been done in terms of like one particular guy that was available or one particular move. Now, in terms of this last couple of weeks coming up to the trade deadline, I definitely think we need to solve whatever issue we have with the offensive line prior to being able to establish the run like we want to, because I feel like we're on the cusp of being able to have a dynamic run game, but it's not going to happen until we address that front line. If I was in charge, my priority would be to establish your run game, and without figuring out what's going on with that offensive line, there is no run game. So that would probably be a priority for me.